Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Uzumaki, episode 2. Let's check it out. Leave a like and subscribe. Ungot on Patreon. Let's go.
次、教科書の44ページ開いたか。先生、今日も遅れてすみません。片山、その背中どうしたんだ。ちょっと腫れ物が。よいしょ。
Snail shell. I saw reviews that this episode isn't as high quality.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
What is that?
Snakes.
Oh.
2匹の蛇が絡まり合ってるんだ。
やだ、気持ち悪い。蛇が喧嘩してるのね。ねじれて、まるであなたと私の。
じゃない。交尾してるんだ。
言われてるけど、よその町の火葬場でもやっぱり渦を巻くんだってと焼いた時だけ。不思議よね。
Whoa.
渦巻きになったり
It's like you can't
マ
escape.
シだってことで土葬してるんだろうけど、ポチが通学路だなんて怖すぎるよね。
It's kind of interesting that it's not a secret anymore. It's like everybody's thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
好きだ。驚かさないでよ、山口くん。びっくりしたかい？いくら気を引こうとしたっているんだから。
知ってるよ。でも俺、ゴシバ君みたいな綺麗な子を彼女にして、みんなをびっくりさせたいんだよ。
びっくり箱だなんて変なあだ名つけられちゃうのよ。
俺の趣味なんだ。
あなたの趣味に付き合う気はないわ。これ以上構わない。
I scare people. That's just the kind of guy I am.
僕は諦めないぞ。振り向かせてみせる。
You know what happened to the last guy who said something like that to a girl in this town?
二度と会うなと言ったはずだ。さあ、入るんだ、よりこ。よりこ。さあ、来い。
大丈夫ですか、和則くん。
よりこの家族も同じ長屋に住んでるんだけど、仲が悪くてね。みんなひどく心がねじれて。
Twisted. Interesting.
みんな今の貧しい状態を受け入れられないんだ。自分を守る方法がないんだ。ねじれた者同士がぶつかり合うと、互いに絡み合って収拾がつかもうなんだ。
Interesting choice of words.
Yeah.
でも和則くんはねじれてなんかいないわよ。
うん、ありがとう、小島くん。僕は、よりこと僕だけはまだねじれていないと思う。僕たち駆け落ちしようと思ってるんだ。
え？
あさって電車でね。これは小島くんにだけ言うんだけど。
What's going on with moms?
和則くんとよりこさん。
なるほど。いがみ合うのは無理もない。
Didn't they tell you not to tell anyone?
Yeah, she just said she wouldn't tell anyone.
何ですって？
最近はこの町自体が渦巻きに汚染されつつあるようだがな。見ろよ。中心へ物を引きつけ吸い込む力を持つ渦巻きに取りつかれると他者の目を引きつけずにはいられなくなるのだろう。ところでキリエ、
She's looking fly as hell with that beanie on.
言えばなんだか急に伸びたみたい。小
I'm
島
gonna
さ
start
ん。
to curl at the end. Oh, yeah.
We actually have a shirt of that. I should wear it, but I'm not.
三つ編みにすれば私選んであげるわよ。 ありがとう関の
She's kind of killing that hairstyle, though, I gotta say.
Oh god. It's infecting our studies too.
2本の鎖のそれぞれの部分は塔とギニさんが交互に並んだ
やだもう
それぞれの塔から中央に向かって
こいつは片山だ
Ew.
That's why he's a slowpoke. I should have figured it out when they said he's like, it's like a snail shell.
Ew.
Why are they laughing? What
Yeah,
the
that's
fuck?
not fun. I would be puking and running away.
Hair salon now has this, instead of like those coil things, it's like a full-on spiral.
じゃあバッサリいきます
Oh
よ
god.
Run away, lady.
Yeah, people don't have good reflexes in this.
Manga time.
お姉ちゃん髪が怒ってんだ怒って首絞めてんだ病院連れてったりしたらお姉ちゃんも殺されちゃうバカなことがありますか自分で自分の首を絞めるなんて
Our son is a fucking psychic.
Whoa.
Just appease it or something. What else are you gonna do? And get the fuck out of there. It's gonna kill you. Oh, they're getting hypnotized.
ねえ
Whoa.
小島さん
I love the idea of still going to school with this shit on.
Like you're like, I'm putting everyone in danger. I mean, maybe her hair would kill her if she didn't go to school.
Maybe.
今にあなたより目立つ存在になってみせるわ
Oh god.
And then the girls are always petty. They're like dealing with these super supernatural thing. They're more concerned with like. I love how she's like trying to look normal.
Mm-hmm.
もう嫌になっちゃう
Like, did they lock him in a cage?
Get out of that?
書いてなくてまさか学校にいただなんて
息子さんです。
バカなこれが息子だなどと先祖バカバカしい帰るぞ
山くん
Now he's all dried out.
That's so freaky. Just keep him in the. They're like, oh yeah, 3 days later. Oh yeah, this is your son. We've been locking him in this cage for
We
3
constructed a
days.
pig pen. Like,
待ってくれよ
is he getting slower?
The same thing happens to him.
Oh, Shuichi's there.
修一くん
うわ小島君僕の気持ち受け取って
受け取れないわ
せめて中身くらい見てほしいな
So her boyfriend's like not paying attention now, and this guy's still like trying to be with her.
そうだ見てて小島君俺の愛で車を止めて
You. What? Oh my god!
What the fuck? Wrapped around the front wheel. Kadayama got out of his pen.
So fucked up. Oh.
Oh no. Yeah, it's the bully guy. And he's like growing.
五島さん
Are they mating? Is that how snails propagate? I don't even know how snails propagate. Oh. Did she do this to her hair? What if she it's not a curse? She actually just did this to her hair. This looks ridiculous. I have to say that.
Oh god, their hairs are gonna fight.
Oh no, it's real. This is not where I thought this was going.
This is JoJo now.
Yes, the stand user could be anyone. This is straight up the kind of shit you would see in the first 5 chapters of JoJo. Of like a part. Oh no! Like Shuichi, don't get involved!
Oh. Oh god.
No, Shuichi, no! No, you're the only sane person, I think. Maybe you're a little fucked up. I honestly don't know at this point, but you're cool.
Oh no.
Now he's all coiled in there. Is he gonna get devoured? The hip. Oh my god.
Oh, thank god. Oh, she looks so old.
It's killing her.
It's like super draining.
She can attach herself to the power lines. What? Get away from the hair.
Get rid of them?
Yeah, they're gonna kill the snail monster. Oh, yeah, they tunneled out.
Oh, unless we can easily.
Oh, they're
find where they
tied
went.
together.
Oh.
They're like the snakes, maybe. I wonder if everybody's gonna start. Is it gonna turn into a zombie movie?
Everyone's just.
Everybody's turning into snails. Eggs. I would get the fuck away from those.
Yeah, or squish them.
No,
No, I think we maybe should.
どこ行くんだそんな体で
let them. Honestly. I mean, go with them.
Yeah.
like, get the fuck out of there. Go get your parents.
Like the train just like loops back around into town at this point.
Yeah, it just like.
家を出るのに親たちに見つかりたちに追われてるんだ駅にはもう見張りがいるどうしよう海軍沿いに行こう協力する秀一君行くぞこっちだ
Oh no, our children want to leave this horrible town where people are spiralizing by the day, turning into snails and shit. We're gonna spiral together.
体をねじるんだ
That's by yourself, not together.
His voice acting's really good.
Sound is like.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
I'll get you
What are you
out. What the
talking about?
fuck are you talking about?
My honest reaction.
そうだ
Oh, the lighthouse. Yeah, we're talking about the lighthouse. Oh, I thought that was it.
I'm just walking in circles.
途中ですよでも変なのよいくら歩いても家に着かなくて
Bitch, why are you still here?
Like, yeah. Could you leave?
Like she's like her hair's growing back nice, and she's like still just going to school like nothing happened. She's like, what's happening? Like,
People can't be too smart in horror movies, okay?
what's going on?
Oh, the lighthouse hadn't been going for a long time, and now it's going. It's spinning.
Go what?
Oh God.
What now? Is he made of eggs?
横田先生
Guess I better stay in this town. Oh no.
今度は何
Shipwreck?
に座礁したらしい。
あれでもなかったし、砲台だって光ってたのにな。
した船の甲板を乗組員3人がぐるぐる回ってた。その後海に落ちて、1人は助かったが、2人は行方不明だ。
といえば、夕べ東大を調べに行ったお役所連中や専門家が5人全員消えちまったそうだぞ。
Where are you guys going?
三つ
Going to the fucking lighthouse.
三つ
It's
Like
bad luck to
spirals.
kill a seabird, Winslow.
Spiral staircase.
三つ
Yeah.
いらっしゃい細かいなもっと上行こうぜ三つく置かないわね
I wouldn't.
Mitsuo 君たちは上行ったよもっと探検するんだってあなたたちは先に帰りなさい早く帰るのよ
Happened. Maybe the light is super hot or something.
That's weird.
お姉ちゃん怖いよ
Don't look at it.
これは東大のレンズよ
Fresnel lens.
Why is it all
全体もなんとな
like
く
that?
浮かんでる感じ
Candle wax.
それにさっきのまさか
It's almost dark. Get down before it lights you on fire.
なんでだよ
Go.
What do you mean? What do I
す
mean?
ごく熱いのよガラスが溶けるくらい早く早く降りていいから早く走りなさい
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep going, manga characters.
Oh my god.
Keep going, stupid child.
抗う術なく引き込まれていく私たちよこの街を長い眠りから覚めた灯台の光が
What?
ゆっくりと照らし出していました
Are they dead now? Okay. So I know that they reordered some events, and I don't know if they changed characters or if Kyrie is like the main character of the whole thing or just some stories because it's like an anthology kind of thing. And I know in the first episode they reordered stuff. I don't know, like, you know, I haven't read it, but that was something that like, oh, they changed these couple things, and that's what more like when I said manga readers are kind of like upset about some small details. That's what it was. It wasn't anything to do with the visuals, at least in the first episode. So I don't know if this is still meant to be the same character, or if it's meant to be like following her and she's dead now, or if she's gonna be alive to like let us see the rest of the story. I don't know. But yeah, what'd you think of the episode?
The snails were disgusting. That was gross. The lighthouse was pretty creepy as well, but I feel like the snails were definitely the
highlight,
the freakiest thing. And the hair was like literally like a JoJo fight, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, I think it's funny because like this shot and like a couple other ones seem like they were probably done it by the same people or in the same batch as like episode 1, but because like it has that same level of polish to it. But a lot of the episode, like maybe it's because I'm watching too much One Piece, but it's still watchable. You know, like I don't think that the episode is like unwatchable, but it's not like the artistic kind of achievement that like the first I felt like the first episode was, and I thought that I thought this episode was gonna be. Like I had higher hopes based on the level of quality of the first episode, that this was going to be like on that level or better. And there were parts of it that were like pretty well on par, but a lot of it was like not nearly as good. It was like, you know, but it wasn't 100% bad. I was going into this thing that it was going to be like terrible, but it wasn't terrible.
I thought it was fine.
There's a lot of animation things that were just like really weird and not that good looking. Like, I think they used a lot more CG. And like this walking shot, like shit like that is way more present in this episode, like just like this, whereas that wouldn't have happened last episode. And like the whole static image with mouth flaps was not, I don't think, used almost at all in the first episode. I don't know. It wasn't nearly as good as the first episode. Like it is like a dramatic dive in terms of quality, but the concepts and everything are strong enough to where I feel like I still got what they were going for.
Yeah, I liked. One thing that I did, like in the first episode, it was like, you know, sort of the idea of the spiral, and it sort of like escalated from there. And then it's like, okay, now how do we do something that's a little bit different? And then the start of the episode, they have like the snakes, like
I like that,
twined up together. And then towards the end of the episode, then we had the couple that was running away that saw those snakes. Then they like twine up together and go in the ocean and stuff.
Yeah.
And I like that too. And then like, yeah, there's the you know, the kid that was always so slow gets turned into a snail, and then like his bully also turns into a snail, and it was just kind of it was just kind of creepy.
Yeah, like the concepts in the story were really good. And it wasn't that bad. Like I was expecting it to be a lot worse.
The one part that was like when the kid was just like, "Oh, watch this," and then just got run over was kind of crazy.
The whole thing with the hair thing, like this part looks really bad to me. I don't know about you, but like this, it just looks like really weird CG.
None of that stuff really bothered me. I didn't really notice.
It kind of bothered me a little bit, but and I don't know, some of the characters look a little bit different. I don't know. It's just really disappointing to see this kind of thing happen to this because it took so long. It was in development for like years and years. Like I remember first hearing about this when we first started our channel, you know. Yeah. Or maybe even a little bit before. They had like first announced. Oh, I guess they added a little bit of color here. I just realized.
Yeah, they're like red-ish.
They're like slightly red. I didn't even notice that until right now that they added color to them. I didn't even think about it, but
it's just to show that they're like burnt and not like mummified or something.
That's kind of smart. It's kind of a smart use of color there because everything's so black and white, but you're trying to communicate because you can with color. Like in the manga, you can't because it's all manga.
Yeah.
But you know, to use that here in very, very subtly.
It's very subtle, but it very immediately you know that they were like burned.
Yeah. And like their bodies look good. Like as far, you know, like talking about art and animation stuff, like the bodies, the texture and stuff on the bodies, and the like, you know, there's a lot of things in it that like I feel like are very well done. So you know, it's not, it's definitely not unwatchable. I thought this was gonna be way worse. My hopes were way down, and I was really worried at the start because it just like was if you just compare the way characters moved in the first one and the way the whole thing looked, like here it's not really that bad. This looks like pretty consistent, but there's like, I don't know, sometimes shit like that, like you wouldn't see kind of this framing. I don't know, it's weird. There were times where I was just like, oh, maybe this is gonna be as bad, and then I kept watching. I was like, you know what? It's really like I hope that it gets better. I hope that this is the least of it, and we get back to the style of the first one. But this was I liked it. I don't know.
It was freaky with the eggs and that guy killing all the eggs. Yeah, the
eggs were messed up. They drew him drawn here looks like the manga, like his face there, like with the hash marks and stuff. Like that kind of took me off guard because he doesn't, like in other shots he doesn't look like that. Or like his face is a lot more flat looking.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if she died at the end or not, or if just like they like the one kid got burned and then they like maybe just fell like outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I guess we'll find out, but that'd be kind of messed up. Was that her brother that got burnt, or the other kid that got
the other
burned?
kid got burned? So the two friends survived, and then her brother and his friend went up. And
I feel like I feel like I really like the idea of the lighthouse. I felt maybe it was just a little bit like rushed or something, like because it was kind of at the end. But I feel like I really like the idea of like, oh yeah, like you can see that they've been burned, and then they're going up, and it's like, oh, it's almost dark, and we have to get it. Like I don't know. I feel like that's cool. And I like that idea of it being just like the super hot, thing that has been like reactivated and is just incinerating itself and everything around it, but people are drawn towards it and keep going to check it out, like that's how like the they're like, oh, this boat, the lighthouse was on, so why did these people all of a sudden crash? It's like these people would have never been drawn in if they didn't see the lighthouse like spiraling around,
Yeah, it's like I was thinking about that like near the end here, where you mentioned the spiral staircase, and then the Fresnel lens, like they kind of have that look to them. They like it's I think this was made before like search engines were like, yeah, this definitely was made like a while, I don't know the year, but it would have been made before search engines were like as well used. Let me actually see. 1998. Yeah, that's actually older than I thought. But like it's a testament to like he had to have like a notebook or had been like looking for inspiration of like spiral things. But like today, if you were to write something like this, you could be like Windows, and then look up, and then just Google Windows, and then find like sort of novel uses of Windows. But he had to like he probably had thought of this idea for so long, and then was thinking like, oh, what's like a spiral? Oh, this sound winds me up. This blah 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 blah. This spiral staircase. A Fresnel lens kind of looks like a spiral. This is kind of like a spiral. Lighthouses go around.
People are
like the way that snakes mate, they get coiled up together. That's like a spiral. It's just interesting to think of the development of this kind of an idea. Like and especially before a search engine, because it's like full on inspiration.
Like things that spiral.
Yeah, you just like things that look like a spiral, and then like make a list of Google, and then make a chapter based on each thing that you see. It'd kind of be an interesting like exercise in writing to try and do something like that with or without a search engine. Like to write like a 10 chapter anthology horror series, or series at all. Maybe probably horror would be easier to do, because I don't know how you'd apply like the spiral to like a romance or something, but like yeah, it's just kind of interesting way to think about writing like a big story like that is, taking a concept, seeing where it's applied in real life, and then somehow making that scary. Yeah, I think a lot of people have talked about that before, but it's just very interesting, especially when you think about modern age versus 1998 when this was published.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I feel like the first one, like the tensions were like a lot higher. Yeah. But I thought it was still good.
It was still good. It's just like, yeah, like if this came out, oh, the Junji Ito thing, there's like, like if there wasn't because they just spent so much time on it, and if the first episode didn't blow me away so much, like the first episode is like, that's premiere, like incredible stuff. It like feels, there's no like, it's seamless. It moves really fast. Like the first episode is like, you don't have to think about any of those things, and that's what like good sort of filmmaking should do, with especially an adaptation, but just in general when you're like dealing with a concept or like trying to get something across. It's like the first episode used all of these things, and it created all of these moments, and they were just like seamlessly moving from one thing to another. And I think a lot of time in anime, whenever you get into these episodes that are seemingly like in any show, seemingly like outsourced or whatever, or we got these shots, but we didn't finish everything, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to like just fill in the blanks here and there. Like if you pay attention, you can kind of see that. But even if you're not paying attention, you can feel it's just not as good as like a better version. And I feel like, I feel like yes, it's still watchable, but it's not like the achievement that it could have been. Like if all 4 episodes of this show were the level of episode 1, this would be like, it would be like one of the best anime of all time, like in an episode run. It has that potential just because of the story and the concept and the artwork, obviously, and it's still gonna be hopefully watchable. Like I don't know, I just hope that this is the worst, and then we can maybe, even if it's not even as, if it's like this the rest of the time, then I'll still enjoy watching it. But I'm not like Uzumaki. I was hoping would be like the kind of thing where we could like return to it over. Like I would be like, oh yeah, that really cool like horror anime that was like based, like a full-on experience that was like they took a lot of time and manpower and a huge dedication to the craft, and then they adapted faithfully this thing, because like what I talked about last time about them just kind of like understanding the feeling of reading a Junji Ito story, like using the music and the editing and everything, is like they put it together in a way that to me felt like I did when I was reading, and this episode didn't quite hit that the same way. And I don't think it's because they didn't want, it's not like it's a creative choice. It feels more like there's some kind of a problem, and it's kind of unfortunate. But that's not to say it's totally ruined. It's just like, it's not as much of an achievement, I guess. But we'll see. I'm still gonna definitely want to watch the rest of it for sure. I don't want to be too down on it, but I just hope that if it gets worse than this, then I think you'll definitely notice. But yeah. Leave a like and subscribe. See you next time, Carson.
And Lindsay.
Bye-bye.